Hello everyone. This is a video about life in general. I know I got a lot of subscribers about for my dystonia, and I wanted to talk to you guys about life and just about my perspective on how I think about life and stuff. Because I know a lot of us deal with loneliness and depression and stuff like this. And what I wanted to say about being lonely, which I'm very lonely a lot of times, or alone, I should say. I'm very alone. I'm not so lonely because I have that thing right there. And she's great. And then I have that thing right there. And she's great. And there's also that and another one somewhere else, and she's hiding. And they always give me company. It's very hard to look after animals when you're disabled, but I've worked it out that there's a fence around my yard. So all I do is to look after my animals is I open the door, the dogs go out. I got a shock collar for the dogs. I rarely use it. I rarely have to, it's for the big dog. I rarely have to use it. Or another thing you can do is you can tie a long 30-foot leash in the house and just let it go out your door. Tie the dog up. When the dog has to go to the bathroom, it'll go. Bring it back in. Pull it on the leash. Then you never have to take it out. I just use the collar and I give it one little zap. And when I call it, and if it doesn't come, now it's learned when I call it, if it doesn't come, it'll get a zap, so it comes, and I never have to use it anymore. Those are your two options. I never have to go out to take it to the bathroom, because it's fenced. I feed it on the couch, so I don't have to bend. I put the food on the couch, the little dog jumps up, the big dog eats off the couch. The water is kept raised. When they need a run, I drive to the local baseball diamond, or I drive to the dog park. I take them for a run, or I jump the dog, because jumping's harder than running. I jump the dog up on something high. I have a concrete brick outside my house, or I'll run him up my mom's stairs and down for 15 minutes, because that kind of works harder. And that's what I do. And I just... how I run them is I just throw their ball down the stairs and they go get it up and down. And I don't have to move. And that's how I get them their exercise now. I feel bad because I can't do it myself. Like physically I can't walk that far. But they get their exercise. Back to life. And being alone. What I wanted to say is, even the people who are already alone, already together, are alone. Nobody has anybody for real on this planet. The only reason that, say you have a wife, or your mother, or your father, say whoever you have in your life, let's say you have them, the only reason they're in your life is because you meet some need for each other. Whether it's a financial need, an emotional need, a sexual need, a physical need, whatever kind of need, they meet your needs, you meet their needs. If you didn't meet their needs, they wouldn't stay with you. And if they didn't meet your needs, you wouldn't stay with them. It's a mutual thing of needs that are being met. Say I'm not married, but say you're a husband and a wife. If he wasn't good in bed with you, you wouldn't stay with him. If you weren't good in bed with him, he wouldn't stay with you. If he made you feel like shit every day, you wouldn't stay with him. and vice versa. That's the emotional need. So everyone's trying to find their own needs through one another. The only one who loves you, no matter how you look, how you feel, how you smell, how bad you are that day, is you. And yet we seem to judge ourselves the hardest. If you didn't shower for a week, your husband would probably say, "Oh shit, you smell terrible. I'm not fucking going near you." Sorry for my language, I apologize. But your mother would probably say the same thing. You wouldn't care. Society would all be plugging their noses and giving you bad looks and stuff. You wouldn't care. But to meet everyone's expectations, you shower. And to keep clean, of course. But I'm giving an example here. I'm just giving examples. If you come from a pretty conservative family, let's say your family's conservative and you went all of a sudden and got pierced everywhere and tattooed and everything, probably your family would disown you. They haven't disowned you because you play the game that they expect of you. You don't tattoo yourself. You don't pierce yourself. You don't go and drink. You go to church. You do everything they expect of you. If you didn't do what they expected, they probably wouldn't talk to you. If you started doing everything I said, not going to church, getting tattooed, getting piercing, maybe join a biker gang. If you did that, even though you'd be a happy person, they'd probably disown you. So they're only talking to you because you play the game they expect of you. So the love is not unconditional like everyone thinks. It's conditional so long as you do what's expected. And the only one who will love you unconditionally on this planet is you. You are the only one on this planet who won't walk out on yourself. So the next time you look at your husband, look at your partner, look at your mother, your father, anybody, ask yourself, what need do I fit for them? What need do they fit for me? On an extreme example, this is a really extreme example, but it goes back to that being looking after ourselves thing. If even the dog, looks after themselves. If I didn't feed that dog for a day, she probably wouldn't do nothing to me. But if I didn't feed her for a very long time, she'd probably start stealing food from me. And maybe might become aggressive because it's survival. She'd probably jump up on my counter, steal food, do whatever she could to get food. Because she's looking after herself. She wouldn't hurt me or anything, but she would do what she can to look after herself. She doesn't because she knows mom's going to feed her. On an extreme example, going back to us looking after ourselves first and our needs. Say there was no food, no water, no nothing in this society where you are. Say in the city you live in or the town or wherever you live. Say there was no water for a 300 kilometer radius or a 400 kilometer radius. And let's say all the water that existed in that 400 kilometer radius, let's say it was all in your house. Let's say your house had 2,000 square feet of water. Your family would come by and say, "Can I have some?" And you'd probably say, and let's say you say no. They'd probably come and steal it from you. Neighbors would come and anyone who knew you had some, because they're dying, they got no water, they'd come and steal it from you. Because that's what it is. It's survival. People will steal from you. You know, people will break down your house. So, no, people are only kind. Everybody's only kind to each other because they've got enough of their own basic needs. They've got enough heat. They got enough food. They got enough water. They got enough of everything. Take away a person's basic needs, they become just like animals. If there was nothing left on this planet of anything, there was no, just go to one of those war-torn countries. Go to like Syria or one of these places where they got nothing. People are killing each other to get their basic needs met. And people are just like animals. They're not much different. If you didn't have enough to eat, that's why people rob banks and do stuff, you know, to get their drug money, but to also get money to eat. And that's why they go to, if there was no food banks, no homeless shelters, none of these things, there'd be a lot more crime. People would be stealing to get the money to eat. Because no one wants to die. That's what, and this is what I'm saying. People ultimately are looking after themselves. That's the point of this. People ultimately look after themselves. So you really don't have anybody who cares about you unconditionally. People have an interest in you. Your family has an interest in you. Your friends, they do. But when you have a friend, think about it. When you have your friends, it does give you some personal satisfaction, probably, being their friend. You feel good being their friend. You feel good giving them advice. You feel good talking to them. If you didn't feel good being a friend, you wouldn't be a friend. So you get some personal sort of gratification. If you got nothing out of it, you wouldn't do it. If you felt just like empty, you wouldn't do it. If you didn't feel good helping people, talking to people, if it didn't make your brain feel good, you wouldn't do it. Ultimately, it comes back to you. So they're feeling good, you're feeling good. It's a mutual agreement of looking after each other. Just like me, I'm doing this video because it makes me feel good to help you. But it comes back to me. And I don't want to say that all of humanity is like this, but this is what it is. And so I want you, when you get depressed, to remember that really we don't have anyone unconditionally anyways. And to not live your life trying to please everyone else and to worry what this guy thinks of me and that guy thinks of me. Because we walk funny and we talk funny and stuff. Because ultimately, everyone's just trying to get their own needs met. That's all it boils down to. And that's my video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel. Good luck and God bless you.